Welcome to Anywho Podcast with your boy JC, and we are back with another episode of Anywho Pod, bro. What episode is this? It's like 48 or something like that. I don't know. We almost at 50, but yeah, we up there, bro. NBA talk. Sorry, I've been gone all week. I know I just popped up on your screen, on your live, on your timeline. You're like, hmm. But I'm here. You feel what I'm saying? I'm here. I want to talk about the NBA. I had allergies, bro. Allergies was cooking me, bro. I don't know how y'all are in y'all city. I don't know what the trees look like in y'all city, but they like it's been cold. It's been cold and hot at the same time here in Philly. We ain't having no real spring. Like we know you got that nice cool 65 weather. You feel me? What did we talk about on the wire? You feel me? That 65 degrees weather that everybody talk about. People damn near cooking. Grilling out. You feel me? We ain't getting none of that. We straight 88 or it's like 40 degrees out here. So my theory is all the trees ain't pollinate and they all pollinated at one time in the last 3 days. That's what it feel like. It's been cooking me. I'm not gonna lie. But nonetheless, we're gonna talk about these play-in games, and then we're gonna talk about the first round matchups that we got because we finally got clarification on what the first round matchups are going to be. But let's start with the play-in games, bro, because the play-in games was crazy. Every play-in game that we had so far has been great. I'm not gonna lie, it's been good jaws. So we had overtime with Miami and Charlotte, and LaMelo Ball made a lot of crazy plays throughout the game. But that's my dog. If you know me, bro, I love the Ball brothers, bro. Pause. But I love the Ball brothers, bro. And Melo's no exception. You feel me? I love Melo. I love the way he hoop. I know it's crazy. I know it's very unorthodox. You feel me? I know it's very unorthodox what he be pulling out there. But nonetheless, it gives his team ultimate confidence. You see the way they hoop out there. But he had a rough game. And Conca had a rough game. They wasn't really hitting their threes that well, but they stayed in the game. Miami. Excuse me. Miami, bro. Miami had some trouble with outscoring these guys. You feel me? And stopping these guys for real, because they was getting a lot of buckets in the paint, a lot of drives straight to the cup. You feel me? It's a lot of stuff going on in there. So Melo ends up pulling out the game, bro, with the lay at the end of the game, bro. Game winning lay. Then you had Portland and Phoenix. Which was a good game, which was a real good game because this was the game, right? I think this was the hold on. Let me see. I think this is the game where Avanesia, right? Broke him down. I said Avanesia. I think that's a boxer. You know who I'm talking about, bro. Tall white boy from the Trailblazers broke him down, bro, with a tween, then right by him. And he tall. So once he gets hit by your hip, it's a wrap. I've been seeing him do it all season. He just hits you with the tween. That's two tweens, right? For me. Tween, then he gone. You feel me? Tween, gone. Once you take that first step towards him, boom, he going the opposite way. Whichever way you step towards him as a defender, if you step towards him on the right, he going to the left. Pew, he gone. You feel what I'm saying? If you step forward to on the left, I hope I said that right. You feel me? Pew, he gone. And that's what he did. He broke you down. He broke down his defender. Straight to the cup. Won the game. Good job. The Trailblazers, I think they got a good team. And who they gonna be playing? They will be playing. Oh, y'all. 1 second. They will be playing the Spurs, and I feel like that's gonna be a good game. Now they played 3 games. They played 3 games against each other. One game was a part of the cup. One of those was a cup game. But between the 2 games, the 2 official games, and the 1 cup game, what I seen, well, one, it was no Wemby. You feel me? No Wemby in that game, in those games. So that's one. So they played without Will Wemby. So we don't know exactly what it's going to look like because we haven't seen these two teams fully healthy against each other. But without Wemby, they was able to win, and they was able to hit their 3-pointers. So I don't know if you remember in the beginning of the season, but we was worried about the Spurs hitting their threes. And we was also worried about a little bit the way they was positioning themselves to get these threes. You feel what I'm saying? You got Wemby driving to the basket in the paint. When he looking to dump it off to the perimeter, sometimes those guys wasn't in the right position to catch the ball. You feel me? So it made it a little difficult for him to get those passes off. All that has been corrected. They went through some of the growing pains, and now they're here in the playoffs playing against them. And without Wemby, they were able to win these 2 games against Portland. Now, what I see was that they got real physical with him. You had Keldon Johnson, my dog. You feel me? He like the heart of the team. You had Johnson really getting into the teeth of the defense in that mid-range part and really posting up and getting by with the physicality, bro. Real bruising, straight to the cup. I liked it. You feel what I'm saying? They was able to utilize a lot of the cuts from the perimeter, from the baseline, a lot of baseline cuts, a lot of 4-5 cuts. I liked it. And then you have Vassell, you had Harper, who's really cooking those 2 games. So they let the guards get off a little bit. You got Drew Holiday over there, but you know Drew Holiday, an old dog. So at the same time, you can't always ask him to go out there. You can't always expect him to stop the best player on the court like he used to do back in them Boston days when he won that ring. So Boston, yeah, he won a ring on Boston. I think he won a ring on he won a ring on the Bucks too. So that's not him. You feel me? That's not him no more. You feel what I'm saying? He's still a great defensive player. He had definitely got into his offensive bag a little bit now that he on Portland and they need him to get into his offensive bag. I like the boy that they got over there. Hold on, let me just make sure you know what I'm saying. Adija, y'all know who I'm talking about. I like him. He cool. He a bucket, and he emerged as a on the ball scorer. He could really take the route, on some Cooper Flag type shit, and really get to the cup. I really like it. You feel me? Klingon is a stretch big. He could definitely stretch the defense, and he could definitely hit that 3 if he wide open. That's gonna be good for them. But at the same time, I don't know if they're gonna be able to score enough against the Spurs defense because the Spurs got a top 10 defense. And you got top 10 defense, top 10 offense, you one of the elite teams in the playoffs. And they got one of them. Now that we got Wemby on the court, they didn't even play against Wemby. Now that we got Wemby on the court, it's a whole different ballgame. Who's going to win the defensive player of the year and can affect a 3-point shot from the lane. It's a little different. So they like to just funnel like somebody like Aviva. I'm butchering cuz name. They like to send him to the paint towards Wemby. Sending him to the paint towards Wemby. Wemby sending that shit. He not getting all that off like he was getting that off on Phoenix. So he's sending that shit. Not gonna lie to you. So I think that's gonna be cool. I think Castle and Vassell, they're gonna get busy. And the De'Aaron Fox, bro, this really gonna be a De'Aaron Fox series because De'Aaron Fox don't got no real matchup for him. You can put Drew on him, but I think he really gonna. I think he gonna do Drew. He gonna do Drew dirty. So I think he gonna get at Drew. I think he's gonna have a good series. I think this is gonna be a De'Aaron Fox series as far as the offensive. And I think on the defensive end, we're gonna see Wemby really impactful. You feel me? This is one of his steps to greatness, bro. Mind you, they're not supposed to be this good. They're not supposed to be here. They're not supposed to be the 2 seed. They supposed to be the 7 seed. If that, we wasn't really expecting them to make a lot of noise in the league and be in contention for a championship this early. So shout out to the Spurs, bro. I think the Spurs win this one. Now the other play-in game that we had the Sixers beat the Magic. And look, bro, Paolo looked crazy out there. I'm not gonna lie. That's the story. That's the game right there. Paolo didn't show up. Paolo couldn't hit a shot. Bro, Paolo couldn't hit water if he fell out of the boat. I'm not gonna hold you, gang. It was nasty out there. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. I don't know if they're gonna do with Paolo. I think the verdict might be out on Paolo. I think he like a 1B. I think he might be a number 2, a really good number 2, or a 1B. Just because of his play style. Because you can't shoot, because you straight to the basket with it, back to the basket, post, getting real easy buckets, bruiser type player. We're gonna need a guard that could really get saucy, play like a number 1, and then dope it off to you and let you do your thing. They need a team. They thought the shooting, right? They thought Desmond Bane over there and him on the wing was going to be enough shooting and enough gravity to give Paolo some space to work. They need more gravity. They need to get maybe some more shooters, or they just need to go get one of them top guards like a John Morant. Look, John Morant gonna be on the he's gonna be on the market. You can go get John Morant. Imagine John Morant. You feel me? John Morant, Bane, Paolo, Wagner. You feel me? Maybe trade Wagner because they like the same player. I don't know. You feel what I'm saying? But they got some work to do. They're gonna go up against Charlotte tonight, and I think that Charlotte gonna pull that joint out. I'm not gonna lie. I think Charlotte gonna pull it out. But I don't know. I do got a feeling that Paolo will come back and bounce back and have a good game. Hopefully it's enough. But Charlotte been hot as fish grease. I'm not gonna lie, they've been hot as fish grease. So I think they pulled that one out, but it's gonna be a good game. This one should be a good game, right? This one gonna be a good joy. Then we had Golden State versus the Clippers, a very good game, bro. Excuse me. Sorry, I was just really good game. Now look, I know some people don't like Draymond. I didn't like Draymond when he was going up against Brown. Hated him. You feel me? He was the number one villain, but that's what makes him so goddamn good. You feel me? Because he's a real villain and he do the dirty work. And when it comes to that defense, bro, when it comes to playing defense, bro, he really one of them in our generation, bro. He really give you that Desmond. I'm sorry, not Desmond. That Rodman, that Dennis Rodman type vibe. You feel me? Aggressive, all heart, all emotion, raw emotion on the court, bro. And he gonna do what it takes to get the job done. Not only did he lock down Kawhi in the last moments, but he did it off of injury. His knee was bothering him the whole fourth quarter. He kept grabbing at it, fixing his shorts. You feel me? He was going down. But the dig deep, you feel me? The old dogs, the dig deep, play defense. I'm telling you, bro, playing defense is different, bro. You don't always want to play defense, especially running around these young bulls, bro. Come on, just think about it, bro. I know maybe some of y'all got kids out there, bro. Y'all probably my age. I'm 28. I don't got no kids, but y'all, I know my homies all got kids. You feel me, bro? Running around them little kids, bro. Woo. And that's the same way Draymond feel about playing out here. The same way Brian feel when he play out here, bro. It's like I don't feel like keeping up with all these guys, bro. And you feel me? And then you got Kawhi over there playing the best basketball he played in this stretch of time right here, and he really shut him down. Great. Then you had Curry, bro. Shout out to Steph Curry, Wardell. That man went in there, scored but 37 points, bro. Really shut it down. You feel me? Really hit the nail in the coffin and won the game night. I really appreciate it, bro, for them to dig deep and win that. How about Porzingis? You feel what I'm saying? It reminds you that Porzingis is actually a good player when he plays. You feel me? I forgot what he looked like. You feel me? I'm like, damn, there you go right there. That's the man right there. That's the man I thought was going to be better than Dirk. You feel me? I thought barring injury, he was going to be better than Dirk. I thought he was going to be able to get like 2 rings and be better than Dirk. You feel me? That's not the case no more. You know, Dirk like number 8 on all-time scoring or something like that. Dirk really like that. Excuse me. Dirk really like that. So I thought he was going to be better. But all that to say, they had all their pieces. They didn't have all their pieces, but they had majority of their pieces together. No Jimmy Butler, but they had majority of pieces together. 10 seed, dug deep, won that game and advanced and took the Clippers, sent them home, bro. Clippers, they tried, but once they got rid of James Harden, to me, I thought it was just going to be too much of a turnaround to really get that going, because James Harden was the main guy and the main offense and the main heart of that team, of that turnaround when they was under 500 all the way to where they at now, fought they be back into the play-in. You feel me? So without that, trading him, you know, circumstances, contracts, and all that, trading him and putting in Darius Garland in that spot, I think Darius Garland did very well throughout the rest of the season from trade deadline on. But I thought it was just too early. You feel what I'm saying? When you put teams like that together, like that at trade deadline, even if they make it to the playoffs, they don't always win. And that's what I thought about that. And it's the Clippers. Come on, like, you know the Clippers. Come on, bro. It's the Clippers. It's the Clippers. All right. That takes us to the rest of the playoffs. So let's dig into some of these playoffs matchups. One of my favorite matchups that we all waiting to see will be the Nuggets versus the Timberwolves, bro. It's going to be a good matchup. Excuse me. The reason this is going to be a good matchup is because it's really coming down to it's not coming down to one thing, but it's going to come down to that Rudy Gobert, Jokic matchup, bro. You got one of the best defensive players in the league, number 2. You feel me? You got Wemby, then you got him, my man. Gobert, the best defensive player in the league. Then you got Jokic, one of the best offensive players in the league, going against each other, bro. 2 guys, an immovable object versus an unstoppable force. That's what we got going on right here. And that's what it's always been when they play each other. Now, we do got to see what Anthony Edwards is going to look like. He has jumper D. He's been out for the last couple games of the season. We're going to see what he look like when he come in. If he come in and he just try to dunk, we good. But we're going to have to see what he look like when he come through. So we got that, right? That's going to be something to look out for. Then you got the Jokic Gobert matchup. And what they like to do is, this is to get into the nitty gritty, what they like to do is against them, if we could pull Gobert out of the paint, we good, because then we can get slashers and get layups. Jamal Murray can get a little saucy and get straight to the cup. You got all that going on there. With Gobert sitting down there in that paint, you can't do none of that. He's shutting all that down. You feel me? But At the same time, on the opposite end, if we can get Jokic on that perimeter and keep him away from getting to that post on that block, we good. You feel what I'm saying? We can survive. What they like to do is they like to switch off. They like put like Nas Reed or whoever the power forward is on Jokic, switch off and let my man Gobert roam so he can help when Jokic start getting saucy. You feel what I'm saying? We're gonna have to see what that's gonna look like. Then you got Christian Braun, who can't shoot at all. That's kind of like what Eric Gordon used to be years ago. But Christian Braun can't shoot. So if he's on the court, Jokic is on the court, that means that Gobert can go ahead and stick Braun. Don't worry about his shooting. All we worried about is the paint. And we can really utilize that. And all we got to do is make sure that Jokic, if he in the paint, we one-on-one with Gobert. You feel what I'm saying? Also, some more things that we've seen out of the Timberwolves defense. Gobert can play defense on the perimeter a little bit now, a little bit better. He's looking a little bit better on that perimeter when they play defense, when they switch it up. So it's gonna be a Braun burner right there. We're gonna have to see what he looked like when Jamal Murray starts trying to cross him up on that perimeter. Can he hold it down? You feel me? We're gonna see. Can Jamal Murray show up if Jokic is having a hard time? Jokic got like 20 or something like that, 25 or something like that. You feel me? And we in the fourth quarter. Can Murray turn back the clock of time before the injury and get busy? We don't know. We're gonna have to see, bro. We really want to see. I have that going to. Oh, and I don't know if I gave you all my last pick. Well, I'll do that to this. But I have this game. I have this going to Game 7 with the Timberwolves pulling this out. Healthy Anthony Edwards. I think Anthony Edwards is a monster game in that Game 7. I think he has that legendary game in Game 7. I think he has that game that all the old heads been waiting to talk about. Like he the next Jordan. I think he has one of those in Game 7. But I think Jokic has a monster Game 6. I think Game 6, Jokic is going to go look crazy. He might put up 50. You feel me? One of them type jaws. But I got this going 7 with the Timberwolves winning and moving on to the next round. For the Spurs and the Trailblazers, I got the Spurs in 5. I got Spurs in 5. You feel me? They probably mess up one game on the road because they young. They're not supposed to be here yet, inexperienced and all that. They dropped one game, but they should be able to get these guys out of here because if you was able to beat these guys pretty solidly, it was going back and forth, but you was able to beat these guys pretty solidly in the regular season without Wemby, you should be good with Wemby. You feel me? That's just how I feel. For the defense, only skyrockets. Then we got the Thunder versus whoever's going to be the Suns or the Warriors. Doesn't matter. OKC and 4. Oh goodness. See me? Got too hype. OKC and 4. You feel me? OKC and 4. Then we got my dogs, the 76ers. Did we talk about that? Yeah, they caught the dub. You feel? Oh yeah, we did talk about that. We talked about that. So we got the Celtics and the Sixers. This is gonna be an easy one for the Celtics. I'm not gonna lie. Embiid, we don't know if Embiid is coming back. They do have some bigs over there that be cooking us, like Vucci man. Vucci man be cooking us. So like. Vucci man might get off. Kada might get off. And then you got our wings. I think we got a lot of wings that we can throw at Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. I think Maxey does great. I think Maxey does well. I think VJ does well. Paul does well. I think we win maybe 2 games out of this joint. But without Embiid, it's going to be a tall task. I don't think we win this without Embiid. I got the Celtics in 6. You feel me? Because I do think we could get two games. I think we could get 2 things. I think Maxey, VJ, and Paul George could pull off 2 games. But to win the series, tall task without your best player playing in the game. We're going to see what that looks like. But I got Celtics in 6. And then we got the Knicks and the Hawks, which is going to be a tough one. Now, the Knicks should win this, bro, and it shouldn't be a tough one. To me, it shouldn't be a tough one. I know it's going to be some chess matches going on into the game, but they don't really have no matchup for Mitch Robinson and for Karl Anthony Towns. Now, Karl Anthony Towns been a hot topic throughout the whole season. We've been talking about, damn, is he really in it? Is his heart in it? Can he go out there and actually put his imprint on the game? Can he go out there and abuse the mismatches that he got going on out there? It's been times where we don't know what's going on. It's a coaching problem as well as a cat problem, as well as whatever guard he playing with problem. But I think they'll be good enough to beat the Hawks because the Hawks don't have no interior defense. They don't have no real interior defense, no real interior guy. So for real, this should be a Karl Anthony Towns should be able to go out there give you that 25 to 30 points with 12 boards, a couple threes, great shooting, looking crazy, looking great, confidence going up. He doing the crazy looking passes and all that. He feeling great. Excuse me. I feel like that is what we're going to see through Cat in this first round. If we don't see that, they're in trouble, because I do feel like they have Dyson Daniels, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, different guys, different looks they could throw at Jalen Brunson. And Jalen Brunson probably going to have a tough time in this series because, mind you, Jalen Brunson has been having not subpar, but he hasn't been looking the best since All-Star break, especially that last fourth of the season. Been looking a little off. He's been averaging like 23 instead of his normal like 28, 30 points. You feel me? Between that area right there. And listen, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. It's JB. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't worried about it, but I'm just saying with this team, this is a bad matchup for him. They got enough guards and they got enough wings to throw at him to make him uncomfortable and to make sure that he don't just get off super crazy and super early. This is really the Cat matchup, and Cat going to have to go in there and abuse these matchups. They don't got nobody for him. They ain't got nobody for him. So he really should be able to get off, get like 30, and win the game. So we'll see what's going on with that. Then we got the Raptors and the Cavs 4-5. Like I got the Cavs, but I don't know how many games I got the Cavs. Because look, the Raptors not terrible, but I don't know how much the Raptors going to be able to score to beat the Cavs. You feel me? You got Brandon Ingram over there. Brandon Ingram could get to a bucket, but who else? Is the other guys going to be as consistent enough to go out there and help my man Brandon Ingram win? I don't know. Then you got Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. They're great at first round matchups. You feel what I'm saying? They go crazy in the first round. It's no worry about them in the first round. So I think they should be able to pull this out in like 5. Not gonna lie. Got the Cavs at 5. And that's all the playoffs right there. That's all the playoffs matches right there. So I just go through it real quick. I got the Thunder in 4. I got the Rockets. Oh, I didn't talk about the Rockets, but obviously no Luka, no Brian. I told y'all already. Made a video about this already, but no Luka, no Brian. Shut it down. Not Brian. No Luka, no AR. They shut it down. We don't know when they'll be back, if they come back, if they make an appearance, this, that, and the third. Out indefinitely. Without those two guys, Brian probably win 1. You feel me? But I got the Rockets in 5. Brian don't get swept, but I got the Rockets in 5. But that being said, this is a good opportunity. If Brian can win this first round, bro, that's a great way to go out. Just retire after that. Not gonna lie. And it's gonna be the first father-son duo playoff game in NBA history. We're gonna be able to see that because Bronny's gonna get some tip. You feel me? So shout out to that. But Rockets in 5. Then I got the Nuggets, Timberwolves. I got the Timberwolves in 7. Spurs, Trailblazers. I got the Spurs in 5. And then Pistons versus whoever. That's interesting. If the Pistons go against the Hornets, I got the Pistons in 6. But they go against the Magic, I got them beating the Magic in 5. Magic, I got the beating the Magic in 5. Then, like I said, Cavs, Raptors. We got the Cavs in 6, in 5 or 6. We got the Hawks going. The Hawks going. Hawks Knicks might go like 7 games, but I'm gonna go Knicks in 6. I'm gonna go Knicks in 6, and then I got the Celtics and got the Celtics in 6. And those are my picks right there. Let me know y'all picks in the comments down below. Let me know how y'all felt about the play-in. Do we feel the play-in now? We done complaining about the play-in now, bro. You wasn't gonna get this good basketball if it wasn't the play-in. So shout out to the play-in. Shout out to Adam Silver. I like the play-in. That was cool. But let me know how y'all feel about the first round and who y'all got going down in these first round. Who y'all picks? What y'all bracket looking like? Because we finally here first round of the playoffs, bro. We here playoff basketball. Other than that, that is my time. That's all I got to talk about. And enjoy the rest of your night. And don't forget, watch basketball. We got to play it tonight. Peace.